Hello, students. This is my explanation of what your literacy assignment will be for the next 2 weeks. As you can see, it says book report. If you remember, before school was closed, we were working on a book report that was supposed to be due in March. But as you know, that was cut short by what happened with the school closure due to COVID-19. So I'm going to give you this assignment for for these next 2 weeks. So this beginning of June for this week and next week. So let me go through what the requirements are, and then I'm going to show you how you can access different books online. So let me just say that you can pretty much choose any book you like as long as it is appropriate. And by appropriate, obviously, we mean what would be considered school appropriate, no excessive violence and those sort of things. And also trying to keep it on your individual reading level. So not something that's, too little or too young. And then again, don't choose something that's so high that you have trouble understanding it. So I want you to pick a book that is good and useful and something that you are going to enjoy reading. So just saying that. So you may have books at home, like physical books that you can pull off a shelf and read, or you may want to read something online. And I'll show you how you can access different books online. But let me go through the requirements first. So similar to what we were doing when we were in school, but with some changes. So your book report requirements are, obviously, you're going to read your book first. After you read your book, you're going to type a one-page summary explaining the plot of the book, complete on your Chromebook. So with that one-page summary, something that would, fill up a page on your Chromebook, something on Google Docs. Usually that's something, 300 words would be good. I'm not going to have a specific word count, but something that, we would say is sixth grade appropriate. So that is one of the requirements, typing a one-page summary explaining the plot of the book and complete that on your Chromebook or on whatever you're using, and you're going to share that with me. And you're also going to complete one of the attached creative book report ideas. So let me show you what those are. You notice that both of them say possible 50 points. So writing a summary, you want to do a good job writing your one-page summary so you can hopefully earn those 50 points. And then by completing one of the attached creative book report ideas that I'm going to show you, also another possible 50 points. So you could end up with 100 total points for this project, but you may end up with less if you don't do give your best effort on the summary or the creative book ideas. You could end up with less than 50 points for each one. So it's all going to depend on your individual effort. But let me show you what the creative book report ideas are. Okay, so they are, and you have a choice of 10 different things. You can design a new cover for the book. So you can draw or design a book cover or do something online and share that with me. You can create a character diary. Obviously, you would probably do that online, or you can do it by writing, take pictures of it and share that with me, where you will choose several different important points in the book and write at least 10 different journal entries for one of the characters in your book. Diorama, that's where you take a shoebox and you kind of create a scene from the book. You can use construction paper, clay, markers, anything you have at home. If you don't have a shoebox, you can do something else to kind of make it that diorama. But again, that's up to you if you choose that one. Number 4, character, puppet, or doll. Using materials around the house to create a puppet or doll that represents one of the characters in the book. Also write a short description of the character to accompany the puppet or doll. So you can create a puppet or a doll and then write a description of it. Number 5, a collage. Use magazine photos or images from the internet, etc. to create a picture collage representing important events and characters from the book. So you can find Google Images that would go and kind of create a collage of pictures that would represent the book. Design a comic book. Create a comic book that is at least 1 page long. The comic should be colorful and should include dialogue, speech bubbles like a real comic book. So probably you'll be drawing something like that to go, to go with the book that you're reading. A character interview. Write at least 10 questions about a character from the book could answer. Also include the answers a character from the story would give in response to each question. Scene sketches. Make several, at least 5 sketches representing several scenes in the book. Label the scenes to describe what happened in the book during those scenes. Number 9, write a letter. Use the correct friendly letter format to write a letter to one of the characters from the book. The letter must be at least 1 page long. Also, a letter should focus on events in the plot of the book. And if you choose that and you're not sure of the friendly letter format, you can just Google friendly letter format and you'll see what would come up to show you the friendly letter, what a friendly letter looks like. And number 10, create a newspaper. Summarize the plot in one article, explain the setting in another article, write a feature story and one of the interesting characters in the book. So you could create kind of like a newspaper. So you see there's 10 different things you can choose from. And I also want you to know that posted in Google Classroom with this will be, this document, which shows everything that I just showed you on the screencast. It tells you what the book report requirements are, and it also lists all 10 of those creative book report ideas. So you don't have to keep watching the screencast to see them. You'll have a document that you can scroll through, and you can see the different things that you can choose from, and remind yourself of the requirements there. So keep in mind when you write your book report summary, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open a Google Doc. If I go here, you're going to want to open a Google document. So this takes a second to load. Choose a blank one, just like we did in class. Let's take a minute to load. Here we go. And you see that it starts out as an untitled document. You can title it. As you go in there, you can title it Book Report. Then you would put your name. Your name is Joe Smith. Book Report Joe Smith. I know none of your names are Joe Smith, but just saying you can put Book Report in your name. And I'll leave Joe Smith there. And down here is where you would type your one-page summary for whatever your book is. Obviously, you're going to tell me what the book is, and then you will, type your one-page summary here, and then you remember that you want to share it. Clicking share, the share box comes up. You type in the email address. Remember, if you type in DOLE, I will come up automatically for you to share with me. I'm going to cancel that though, because I don't want to share this with myself. So there you go. So that's how you will share your book report with me. Again, opening up a Google Doc, titling it after you type your one-page summary. For example, the book I read was Hatchet by Gary Paulson. For example, obviously, I don't want that to be your book report book because we already did that in class. So just be aware that I won't accept Hatchet as your book report book. Just saying that for an example. All right. So with that being said, I also want to show you how you can access different ebooks if you don't have books at home. What you first want to do is go on to our website, woodburysch.com. And we get woodburysch.com. You'll see this Our Schools. So you scroll down to Our Schools, junior, senior, high school. So if you click on that, get a moment here to load. Sorry. Okay, so scrolling down here, you want to scroll on the left-hand side till you see library. Okay, so scroll library resources. And then within that, what I would like you to do is if you go here to where it says ebook and audiobook resources, there's many different choices here. I'm going to show you 2 of them that I thought were pretty good, but feel free to look at any that are on here. But if you go here where it says ebooks middle school, right, and if you scroll down, it gives you different choices of different books. And you'll see some say play and some say read. So the difference between that is if you hit play, for example, I'm going to pick Book of 1,000 Days here. And then I click play. You're going to see that it reads the book aloud to you. Let's take a little bit to load. And it tells you all on the side, part 1, day 1. When I click this, so you get some music on this one.
Fullcast Audio presents Book of 1,000 Days.
Okay, I'm just going to pause it there and show you that you can also, as you finish that part, you would go to the next part.
Day 2. It's
etc. Okay, so that's that one. Let me go back here. Yeah, sometimes it closes you out and you have to click again. But if I click middle school again under that ebook resources, and I click one of the ones that say read, which I'm going to show you. For example, if I click read, like here is Boyle line, and I click read, and click, it doesn't read it aloud to you. This one gives you the actual text that you can go through. It's taking a little bit to load here. Okay, and you can see here that it's going to go page by page. It's being a little here, but let me go down to chapter 1. Okay. And here's page 7. If I click on it, it would give me page 8, etc. And then, I would scroll down to read here. So that's what happens when you pick one of the ones that say read. All right. Okay, so another good resource that I'm going to show you is this one. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Here you go. Big Timber Media eBooks. Okay, and here there's 2 different collections that are good. There's a grades 3 to 5 collection, grades 6 to 8. I would say going anywhere within these is good, depending on what you're comfortable with. If I click grade 6 to 8, you see that there's a whole bunch of different choices here: mystery, horror, biographies. I'm just going to click the fiction. You see that right now within this library, these are the fiction titles that are available. This one is a graphic novel, but I'll say that this is kind of neat. And if it's called Clairvoyant Claire, but if I go down here to where it says open the ebook, it'll do just that. Let's open the pages here. It just takes a moment. Okay. Yeah, because I'm making screencasts, sometimes these screens go a little bit slower. Okay, see some sound there, like turn the page. Okay, and it goes through. You can see this is a graphic novel. Okay, and it goes through all the different pages in the book. All right, clicking off that and going back. Go back again. Okay, and you can see again. There you go. If you choose that grades 3 to 5, you'll see you get the same choices here, but obviously different books would come up if you pick those. And again, you could pick those. All right. So with that being said, here's my resources again. One thing I do want to show you here that I wanted to mention was that when some of the books you'll see, like for example, it says days remaining 5. So it looks like there's 5 days remaining for this book being up as of right now. I don't know what books will be on here when you log on, but just be aware that it even says up here leaving soon. So just be aware that some of the books are taken off after a certain amount of time. So you might want to pick one. Make sure you pick one that is going to be there. So with that being said, your book report will be due not this Friday, but the following Friday in June here. So you have 2 weeks to work on this book report, complete the reading of it, and your project. So again, read your book. You want to type a one-page summary, share that on your Google Docs with me, and complete one of these. Take pictures of it, share the pictures through Google Classroom. You can email me the pictures. Everything's connected through Google Classroom. Any questions, you can let me know. But I think this was a fun project for you. It's a good way to end the school year with this, and it kind of gives you some freedom to choose a book that you want and then be as creative as you want with it. So there you go. So that is your book report. You have 2 weeks to do it. So I would say maybe concentrate this week on reading the book and then next week on typing your one-page summary and then completing your creative book report idea. Any questions? Let me know.